What's up guys, Erasable Crab here. Welcome back to another Battles 2 Beginner Series video. Today, what we did is we unlocked the Dartling Gunner from the military category. Then I went ahead and I played 2 games, but unfortunately there was a recording error halfway through that video. So I'm having to start over. What happened was, our first opponent, we rushed with purples on round 13. Even though we could have done Regen Rainbows, purples was the better choice because they had 2 wizards on the map and that's all their popping power was. So we rushed them with purples and we won. Then the next game I was using the strategy you see in the background. Dartling Sniper Ice with Gwendolyn as our hero. And I ended up getting rushed by that opponent, but what happened was I decided to all out them. I sold my laser cannon Dartling Gunner I had, sold that, rushed them with Regen Rainbows with purples over top, and we won that game. So now we're in second place on the White Wasteland leaderboard. We're going to hop into another battle, and we're going to see how this goes. We're going to use Gwendolyn as our hero because our only 2 choices are Gwendolyn or Quincy. Gonna skip that map. Glade I don't like, but if our opponent doesn't skip it, looks like we'll be stuck with it. So the strategy here, what are we going to do? I think this might be decent for the ninja, because we can have a ninja towards the front of the map. We have a spike factory towards the back if we go late game, and then I guess we could do the bomb shooter as well.
Scanning for a challenge. We have ignition.
It's a little bit of a different strategy, but
Powered and ready.
once you guys see how simple this strategy is to use, I'm sure you'll get why I'm choosing it. Now, in this case, we're gonna start off with a ninja right here. We're gonna space eco. Reason being, we want to get Gwendolyn out as soon as possible. If we can get a round 1 Gwendolyn, we want a round 1 Gwendolyn. We're gonna set her right about there. That way she can hit not only there, but also here. And then we're going to move to group ecoing with our grouped reds. We're going to clear this obstacle because I don't like it being there. Then we're going to get the ninja discipline upgrade on our ninja to give us some more popping power against all these AI balloons. Let's get sharp shurikens as well. And then round 3 is about to be here, so we can switch over to grouped blues. And then also get Seeking Shuriken. We'll get Caltrops, just not yet. I want to wait for 1 more income boost. So once that goes through, we will get Caltrops. I like having the Caltrops just because they help a little bit clean up, you know, on the track. Especially because our ninja can reach over there. So it can help build up a stack, and it might save us a little bit if we get rushed and my reaction time isn't as good as I want it to be. But normally I'm pretty good about reacting to rushes, but I think the last video I did, I was a little bit off. And I completely botched that, but don't worry about that. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Let's go ahead and get a double shot. And this is why I think the ninja is a good choice for this map, because with the tack shooter, right? Sure, it has a lot of range, but you have to get rid of that obstacle in order for your tack shooter to be really effective. And if your opponent is ecoing at you, you're not going to be able to do that without leaking. Now, leaking in general isn't terrible. It's not going to lose you the game unless you leak too many lives. But some people are like, I want to maintain that perfect life total, and you don't need to do that. A lot of people leak a few lives, or sometimes even 50, 60 lives, and they're perfectly fine. You can win games even if you accidentally leak down to 1 life. As long as you have at least 1 life, you'll be completely fine. This is kind of weird for most people, but I'm actually gonna prepare a spike factory, even though it's round 8. And we're gonna have it just set to close back there. That way we have camo lead detection, because that's the thing I didn't think about, is we need a flash bomb for camo leads. But I'm fairly confident we can win this game on round 11. With the strategy they're using, their wizard is doing most of the popping power and it's towards the front. So because of that, I think the purples will be fast enough where we won't have to worry about that. Massive pink rush, but they ended up wasting all of it. I mean, I guess we could do the same thing to them, but they've got that wall of fire, so we're not even going to worry about that. But since it is about to be round 11, let's get them with the purples, balloon boost, and that's just going to overwhelm them. That's game. There's nothing they can do about it. Sometimes you need to get that win right at round 11, and that's probably a consistent thing you're going to see, is if we can go for the win, we're going to go for the win. The reason being, we want to get as much trophies as possible. That way we can rank up and get to higher rank, start winning more monkey money, unlocking more towers, getting tier 4 and 5 upgrades, or maybe just tier 5s. Battles 2 has changed a little bit since I've initially played it. Plutonium Mines, this is actually one of my favorite maps. Well, actually, this is my favorite map of all time. Let's use Dartling. Let's do Dartling Farm Wizard. I feel like that's going to be a good strategy. This guy has Etienne unlocked, which is going to be a little bit difficult for us because that's going to warn him when we're sending rushes. Now, is this guy going to eco at us? It will matter based on what he does, what my first play is. He does not appear to, so let's set down Gwendolyn. I'm going to space eco. If he had ecoed at us, we would have had to go for a Dartling Gunner first. But since he didn't, we're going to be going with Gwendolyn first. Now we're going to go for our Dartling Gunner right there. And on this map, I like locking the Dartling Gunner. That way we just get a little more of a consistent firing spot versus if we leave it unlocked, sometimes it likes to move without you trying to make it move, so it ends up being a problem sometimes. Now we're going to eco with the group blues. Let's get faster barrel spin. And then I also want to get focus firing just to help the Dartling Gunner aim a little bit straighter. And then we can also use laser shock once we can afford it. I'm gonna wait one more income boost and then we'll be good. For Gwendolyn's level 3 ability, I want to target it right there. I actually made a mistake here with putting Gwendolyn there. I should have had Gwendolyn more back here so that way I could have her level 3 in this spot. But we'll be fine, I'm sure. This guy doesn't seem like he's the best player. He definitely seems to know a little bit of what to do, but not exactly. Like going for druids in the early game, that is a good thing to do. When you're using the druid, you want to get that Heart of Vengeance upgrade, leak lives, and have it be beneficial to you. However, our opponent over here I don't think knows that, so they haven't gone for that when they could have been, you know, using that to their advantage instead of just having the druids there for basic popping power. And you can see the Dartling Gunner will end up chasing a little bit on this map just because he's popping them here and then it comes over here and then they have to pop those ones before they can pop the new ones. But we'll be completely fine. And what we can actually do, because I messed up Gwendolyn's spot, because we have the wizard, we can just get a wall of fire and its hitbox is close enough that it actually will hit those wounds if we get overwhelmed. So sometimes it's okay to have a little mistake because you can just have other options and still be perfectly fine. It is round 8. We're not up to as much eco as I thought we would get to, but I also haven't been ecoing the best this game. I want to get a necromancer up before round 12. So we're gonna have to conserve our money. Let's get the shimmer because we need 2600. I'm sure we'll be able to get it, but I don't want to send any rushes. Even though Space Regen Zebras might be a good play here, I think with Etienne and the Druids, they'd be able to handle it. So it's better in this situation to not take that risk. That way, if he sends us a rush, we can get the Necromancer up and we'll be completely fine. So, with that said, let's get our Necromancer up. Necromancer is a tier 4, so we'll just have to unlock tier 5s over time. And then let's send some purples. Game just started lagging really hard. I don't know why. Our connection seems to be fairly stable, but we're on syncing, so it looks like our opponent's connection isn't the best since they do have that red bar in the top right corner by their name. So that's a sign of a bad connection. Hopefully we'll be able to get through this, because it always sucks when either when you're playing a game and syncing kills you, or even if you're in a competitive match and you're excited to go against your opponent and then they end up losing to syncing instead of like a rush from you, which would have been better to lose against in my opinion than just syncing. But it looks like the syncing is going to be the problem here, which is going to be really unfortunate because after this game I am going to have to end the episode. So let's see where it goes from here. Okay, we're back. Syncing again. Okay, we're back. Syncing again. How many times is this gonna happen? Come on, Battles 2. You would think they designed this game to be on mobile devices. Like, Battles 1 was strictly for mobile devices. You could play it on PC, but most people played it on mobile, and it was completely fine if you played Battles 1 on mobile. But with Battles 2, you pretty much need either a high-end mobile device or a PC to run it. I used to not have a PC. I would play on a very, very cheap phone, trust me. It was horrible. I would get to like round 12 and I would lag out just like that. And that's all I could handle on that. And then I ended up getting an iPad eventually, and that ran it perfectly fine up until like round 70. Like when you're playing Bonanza, you got a ton of stuff on the map. So just with an iPad, you can be fine if you're playing competitively and you don't really go late game at all, because it'll handle late game up to round 50. You'll be completely fine. So if you don't play Bonanza and you don't go past round 50, you'll be fine. But if you want to play this game competitively in every game mode, you need a PC or a high-end mobile device, whether that's an iPad with the M series chip or a high-end phone. Maybe some of the newer ones can handle it. And that's honestly something that really sucks, especially for beginners, is just not having a device that can handle the game, because that's going to deter people from the game over time. And that's not something you want when you want a nice competitive game that relies on having a lot of people playing, so that way you get even fair matches and all that good stuff and a mix of players. With that said, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.